Swords will clash, blood will spill, and enemies will be shredded into oblivion. 2025 is shaping up to be a golden year for hack and slash fans, with some of the most brutal, fast-paced and downright savage combat we've seen in years. If you love precise combos, insane boss fights and feeling like an unstoppable force of destruction, then this list is for you. Let's dive into the 10 most brutal hack and slash games coming in 2025.
Dark Dragon, youngest of the divine dragon gods, wreaked havoc across the world. The plot was ultimately thwarted through the efforts of a sole ninja. However, the Dark Dragon's husk remained, and from this husk fell an endless downpour of cursed rain. The abandoned Tokyo continues its struggle against chaos to this day.
Infiltrated the facility.
Ninja Gaiden 4 is back, and this time the action is faster, bloodier and more punishing than ever. Ninja Gaiden 4 is finally making a comeback, and if the latest gameplay teasers are anything to go by, this is going to be the most ruthless test of skill. Team Ninja promises a return to the series, brutal difficulty meaning every enemy encounter could be your last. Mastering Ryu's katana, the legendary dragon sword, will be as key as you slide through waves of deadly foes with cinematic precision. But what makes Ninja Gaiden 4 stand out isn't just its combat, it's its relentless pace. There's no room for hesitation. Dodge too late, you're dead. Prepare for punishment, because the game introduces dismemberment mechanics and an overhauled combat system that lets you chain together devastating sequences. It's the perfect game for those who love to be challenged and punished.
Knowing you have only 66 days to live. Just run away.
Think of Phantom Blade Zero as Sekiro meets Devil May Cry, but with even more crazier swordplay. It's developed by S Game. This action RPG is packed with lightning fast duels, anime style choreography and brutal takedowns. The combat system rewards aggressive play, demanding precision and quick reflexes to chain attacks into beautifully animated finishes. Expect a mix of traditional Chinese martial arts and supernatural swordplay, creating one of the most fluid combat experiences in 2025. The game's dark and mysterious world is just as intriguing. You play as a soul, an elite assassin suffering from a curse that's slowly killing him. Every battle is a desperate fight for survival as you carve your way through demonic enemies and rival warriors. With its sleek samurai-inspired aesthetics and brutally unforgiving combat, Phantom Blade Zero is shaping up to be a must-play for hack and slash fans. If Ghost of Tsushima had a darker, bloodier cousin, it would be 12 Shadows. Set in a war-torn Japan, this game combines the elegance of samurai duels with a sheer brutality of hack and slash combat. Your well-dueled katanas slicing through hordes of enemies in fast, fluid motions, but unlike other hack and slash games, 12 Shadows lets you switch between stealth and full-on carnage, making some of the most intense and strategic combat scenarios. The real highlight here is the execution system. Enemies don't just fall over when you beat them, every kill is cinematic, from beheadings to limb-severing finishes. Plus the game's dynamic weather system affects how battles play out, from muddy battlefields to snowy duels that slow down your movement. If you love games that mix strategy with raw action, 12 Shadows is the one to watch. Capcom is finally bringing back Onimusha, and it looks like Way of the Sword is doubling down on the brutality. It's set in dark fantasy version of Japan. You take on the role of a lone samurai fighting against an army of nightmarish demons. Every swing of your blade has weight, and the game rewards precise timing with devastating counters and finishes. One of the standout mechanics is the soul drain system, where players can absorb the life of essence of fallen enemies to power up devastating abilities. Imagine pulling off a 10-hit combat, finishing with a brutal execution, and then absorbing your enemy's soul to unleash a fiery slash that wipes out an entire horde. That's the kind of over-the-top action Onimusha fans have been waiting for.
To Pywell, a land soaked in blood by the battles of those who seek peace and those who seek to shatter it. Here begins the saga of the Grey.
There are beings who brought chaos to providence. The rifts they have created will return everything to nothingness.
An open world RPG with deep brutal combat system? Yes please. Crimson Desert is bringing large scale battles to the hack and slash genre, with a mix of western RPG mechanics and flashy action combat. Imagine Elden Ring but with Devil May Cry style combat. It's that intense. You can juggle enemies, perform devastating chain attacks, and even mount up for horseback sword fights. The game's massive open world is packed with dungeons, fortresses, and rival factions, making every battle feel like part of an epic medieval war. Whether you're cutting through waves of bandits or taking on mythical beasts, Crimson Desert lets you be the ultimate warrior in a land of chaos. Don't let the Disney characters fool you. Kingdom Hearts 4 is bringing some of the most polished and fluid combat the series have ever seen. The game's updated physics and new combo system makes every hit feel more impactful, and Sora's moveset is faster and more dynamic than ever before. Whether you're slicing through Heartless or taking on massive bosses, the game rewards creativity in combat with spectacle, with amazing finishers. What makes Kingdom Hearts 4 stand out is its seamless world transitions. One moment you're battling on the ground, and the next you're flipping through the air, bouncing off walls and slicing through enemies with lightning fast attacks. It's pure spectacle, and for hack and slash fans it's shaping up to be an action packed thrill ride.
Keep having the same dream. A horrible dream. Where monsters invade our world. Powerful being falls from the sky. And when it seems they might vanquish the invaders, the dream ends.
If Final Fantasy and Devil May Cry had a love child, it would be Lost Soul aside. This game is all about speed, and the protagonist, Kaiser, moves like a blur, chaining sword slashes, dashes and aerial combos at lightning speed. Every encounter is a test of reflexes, rewarding players who can string together attacks in stylish high-speed sequences. And the game also introduces a companion system where Kaiser's living sword transforms into different weapons mid-combat. 1 second you're slashing with a katana, and the next you're wielding a massive greatsword. It's flashy, it's fast, and it's looking like one of 2025's biggest hack and slash hits. If Berserk ever had a true spiritual successor in gaming, it would be the first Berserker, Kaizen. This game throws you into an unforgiving, blood-soaked medieval world where strength is everything, and hesitation means death. Unlike flashy, acrobatic hack and slash titles, Gaiden is about brutal, heavy and beautiful combat. Every swing of the weapon feels weighty, and enemies don't just drop, they get obliterated. Limbs fly, blood spatters, and every hit lands with a satisfying crunch. But what really sets Gaiden apart is its story. You play as a once legendary warrior stripped of its honour, fighting through relentless hordes to reclaim its past. With a dark fantasy setting, unforgiving difficulty, and some of the best execution animations we've seen, the first Berserker, Gaiden, is shaping up to be a must play for those who love a challenge. If you thought Dark Souls was brutal, wait until you step into this nightmare. If you ever wanted to feel like a legendary Chinese warrior straight out of a film, Where Winds Meet is the game for you. This open world action RPG is all about fluidity, blending lightning fast swordplay with acrobatic movement and martial arts inspired combat. Expect mid-air dashes, wall running and encounters so smooth they make Sekiro look slow. Beyond its stunning combat, Where Winds Meet gives players freedom in how they approach battles. You can charge in, sword swinging, or use precise parries to dismantle enemies with pure skill. The game also features an in-depth skill tree, allowing you to customize your combat style based on different martial arts techniques. Add in breathtaking environments and a rich world inspired by ancient Chinese history, and Where Winds Meet is looking to be one of the most beautiful and brutal hack and slash experiences in 2025. Taking the number 1 spot is Wuchang Fallen Feathers, a game that blends Bloodborne style dark fantasy with hack and slash combat. You play as a warrior affected by a mysterious curse, slowly transforming you into something inhuman as you battle grotesque creatures and rival warriors. The game's combat is a perfect mix of speed and brutality, dodging, countering and executing devastating finishers with large, heavy hitting weapons. What makes Wuchang so terrifying and unique is its transformational system. As the protagonist succumbs to their curse, they gain monstrous new abilities, turning the tide of battle in a spectacular but horrifying way. Do you embrace the darkness for more power or fight to retain your humanity? The choice impacts not just the combat but the game's branching story as well. If you're looking for an intense, atmospheric and unforgiving hack and slash experience in 2025, Wuchang Fallen Feathers is the game to watch. And there you have it, 10 of the most brutal hack and slash games coming in 2025. Whether you're into fast paced ninja combat, dark fantasy brutality or cinematic swordplay, this year is bringing something for every action fan. Which game are you most hyped for? Let me know in the comments, and hey, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the latest gaming content.